Please stand by for the John and Gordy Morning Show. Phone lines are open right now. Call or text 608-879-8255 or use the free Civic Media app. And now, live from the Civic Media headquarters in Madison, Wisconsin, here are John and Gordy. We're truly sorry.
What are you going to do? You know, it's another day, it's another lie, it's another ceasefire, it's another the war is back on. You never know what's going on in this crazy, wacky world that we live in. Thanks to the megas out there for making our lives absolutely miserable and interesting at the same time.
Well, good morning.
I just want to put a positive spin on it, make everybody smile when they first get up this morning. Help me, please.
There's no help for you. I wish I could be of some help.
Yeah. Well.
But, I mean, come on. It's, we're just getting started here. We got the whole day in front of us. It's a little cloudy. We had all that rain yesterday. Wow, there was flooding. There was some flooding on some of the streets. And Woodman's, the east side location. Did you see that?
No, I did not see that.
They had part of their roof. Opened up, and they had video of water coming. I mean, massive amounts of water coming in from the roof into the aisles. They had to shut down.
Is that on Milwaukee Street, the east side one, or
it's
not?
The east side location of Woodman's.
All right, because they have one in Sun Prairie too.
I don't know which.
I live part time in each one of those stores. So
not sure which.
I feel this is a personal attack on me by Mom Nature.
Okay.
So.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of rain.
Yeah,
it was a very short time.
Fantastic amount of rain. We did our little, we call it Brett Creek in the back of our house. It used to have really bad drainage, and we fixed it up.
Yeah.
And we named it after our son, our first son, our 22-year-old son. Yeah. No, 23. He's 23.
Okay. See, that's the good thing about living in an apartment, right? There's floors above me, so if there's flooding, I'm not going to get any of it.
Yeah.
I'll be totally fine. Totally fine, and I was.
Yeah, see?
Yes. That's good that you...
What are you pointing at?
Look, do you see this comment from Trump? Breaking news.
Israel and Iran, I don't know what the F they're doing. Well, that's a great official comment from Trump.
From President Trump. As he gets on the helicopter to go, I guess he's going to the NATO summit. From here, but
so I don't know what the effing they're doing.
I thought we had a peace treaty or something, but apparently not.
Well, the thing is, we called it yesterday. This guy is the dumbest son of a gun in the world. He'll believe anything these people tell him. Oh, we got a ceasefire coming up.
Ceasefire.
They're both. Both countries are going, really?
Yeah, really? No.
Where did you hear that?
Iran apparently did agree to it at some point last evening, but that was before I went to bed.
Well, Israel then bombed.
And then there was more bombing.
Bombed Iran again.
Yeah. Well,
and that happens all the time.
Of course it does. It's been happening for decades.
Back and forth.
Okay. Anyway.
What a great comment. We're not going to hear much about that comment.
No. Our weather for today, we had all the rain yesterday.
Yeah.
Today, it's pretty calm this morning.
Yep.
The winds died. Boy, it was really windy last night for a while.
Yeah.
And then the rain came through and things cooled down a bit. Right now it's 69 degrees. Do you have the Samsung
now,
WMDX?
Are you saying that the humidity is down too? Or,
no.
Okay.
I'm not saying
cold,
that.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
You just said that, didn't you?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, 69 degrees currently. And then a high today of 78 with a low tonight of 65, a little bit cooler.
Okay. Well, let's get the...
Should I get into the details of that a little bit here?
Sure, why don't you?
Because I could.
Okay.
Thunderstorms possible after 6. Thunderstorms likely around 6:45 a.m. That's what it's saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
A.m.? Really?
This morning? Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
6:45.
Better check the radar.
We've got a countdown clock set here. So.
Okay. So you're saying 78 for an afternoon high, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's Let's do the one-armed bandit. You have that standing by? We haven't done that for a while. So
people don't understand how
the
much work
afternoon
we
high.
put into these special effects.
Okay, here we go. First number is 0, 7, 9. So
Ooh.
79 for a high. That gets the jackpot.
Okay. All right.
I
Well, I hope I'm
upper
wrong.
70s. Upper 70s today. A little bit later on this hour, we'll talk to Lisa Bernard from the Dane County Humane Society. Want to mention this portion of the show is brought to you by Verlo Mattresses. Verlo, you can wake up and sleep better on a Verlo mattress. A lot has changed since 1958, but some things have remained constant throughout Verlo's history, John. They're still direct to consumer, and they provide superior products and unbeatable prices. Verlo Mattress, 2 Madison locations, east and west. Go to verlo.com.
Yeah.
And don't forget to ask about their adjustable
They're
bed
adjustable
frames.
bed frames.
Fantastic.
Exactly. They're not hospital beds anymore.
they're
They're
not. No.
adjustable bed frames for the home. Now,
You have them, and you love them.
well,
You have them.
I think they're fantastic. It's amazing what you can do with those beds. You can raise your legs up and relax your feet, and raise your head up and read or watch television.
Can you put it in a
It's all
curvy
very
position?
nice. Yes,
like
you
with
can.
the-
Yes, just like a
like a wave.
It's like a sleep number. That's what it's kind of reminding me of.
Well, yeah. Sleep Number has them. Everybody has an adjustable bed frame, but not the best bed frames in the world, and that's at Verlo.
There we go.
So I'm sure they're having a run on these bed frames right now as we speak. There's probably a line out in front, but it might rain.
Oh,
Hope
well,
you brought
you
an
better get
umbrella.
Now, John, I don't know if you knew this last night, but Pete Schwabo was in the studio. We noticed everything was rearranged. Again, we come in, we have to put everything back where it belongs. And that's okay.
Yeah.
We like it when Pete visits. But you know who was producing the show last night? It was our own Dominic Lee.
Dom produced the show.
Yes. And I just happened to be listening,
No.
and something caught my ear. And so I went back, and I wanted to make sure that I heard everything that he said.
All right.
Because Pete was kind of giving Dom, questions and about his background, and, how long he'd been working here, and that kind of thing. So I have a little portion of
A few
that.
secrets about us, maybe.
Well, Dom, are you ready for
Let's
this?
listen to it. Let's listen to it.
All right, here we
All
go.
right.
Here's part of the show.
Okay.
This is exciting, too, because I've worked with several producers here at Civic Media in my short time here, all of them more than capable. As you folks know, the K-Man is our normal producer, Conrad Krieger. But tonight, filling in is someone I've never worked with before. Dom, tell us about Dom. What's your last name?
Last name Lee. L-E-E.
Dom Lee. Dominic Lee, actually.
Yeah, you want to know a little bit about me?
I want to know everything about you, dude.
Yeah, so a little bit about me. I just graduated college. Graduated with a radio, TV, film major, and now I'm here at Civic Media. I love soccer. I love animals,
nice.
specifically cats.
Well, that's great. I think. So
setting
you
him up.
just started here at Civic Media. That's very exciting.
I just started, just a few weeks ago.
Did you think you'd have this cool of a job this fast out of college?
I didn't.
Hey, stop
I am
the
very
tape for a
lucky.
second.
I am very fortunate.
See, just stop it right there.
Stop it. Pause it.
So Schwaba is buttering him up. He's getting
You can-
ready
you
to
can
go
tell
in
something's
for the boom.
happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So go back to the tape. All right, Go back. To
I
the-
didn't. I am very lucky. I am very fortunate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I had nothing to do with it, but I'm glad they found you. Are John and Gordy nice to you in the morning?
Oh no,
No?
they're very, very rude to me. Especially John. I something about John. Always keep your eye on him.
Salty.
Always.
Salty
There's-
guy.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Listen, here's the thing. I am a bridge builder here at Civic Media. Now you just said something about them. They've kind of said a few things to me about you, but I'm here to patch things up. And I'm kidding. They love you. We love you, buddy. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Pete.
Okay.
There you go.
See what he
Beautiful.
did there?
Beautiful.
You see what he did
He's
there?
the peacemaker.
You're not salty, John. I was just trying to, make the show better.
Okay.
Okay.
That's right.
Tom,
That's right.
Don't
Yeah.
back away.
Gotta
Just
back away from that one.
Stand by.
You know what, John? You're salty. You're salty. All right. I'm gonna.
Salty.
Well, the whole thing is peace through strength, right? That's
That was Schwab. So you're
salty.
Schwab is here again tonight, right?
He's here again. Yeah, I'll be producing one more time, 6 to 8.
You're going to be on tonight. So you had to stay up late last night. Huh?
Yeah. I almost fell asleep on the couch right outside this door here.
Wow.
This morning.
I almost just slept. I almost just stayed here all the way. So
Ah.
So you're doing Schwaba tonight as well?
I will be doing Schwaba tonight as well.
We might have to drop in, John.
Well,
see what happens.
I've got to dispel a few rumors about being salty.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk to Schwab too about his interviewing techniques. Now, Dom, you have something new for us
But we got
this
to
morning,
thank
right?
Schwaba for at least bringing peace to the show.
It's true. It's true.
That's right. He is a peacemaker here at Civic Media. Okay. What do you have for us here, Dom? You have a new something. There's something new for the John and Gordy show. That
This is a new feature?
Yeah.
We do have,
what is it called?
We have something cooking right now, and I was thinking about this yesterday, and it's
Okay.
kind of a new segment that I kind of wanted to start.
Yeah.
So let's get the drum roll out here. All right. We have would you rather?
Would you rather?
Would you rather with John and Gordy? Let's try that out. Let's see how it goes.
All right.
All right.
We
this
don't know
is
what
it.
to expect, so go ahead.
This is
All
it.
right. So we've got
What's
a
the question?
couple questions here
you
for you
rather?
guys, and I want you to answer. First question is: would you rather have all traffic lights you approach be green, or never have to stand in line ever again? Which one would you rather do? I want to give your guys' take on that.
right.
And let me
Well,
see.
well, first of all, I know for sure that
Yeah.
being in line
Yeah.
is something that I'm cursed with. So
Yeah.
that's never going away.
Right?
So I'm always going to be in line. So I'll take the green lights,
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'm just the opposite. I would rather not stand in line. I can handle red lights every
Really?
once in a while. Yeah. Yeah. So that's my answer. I'm sticking to it. I hate standing in line. I hate it.
But you can't avoid it.
I
It's
know
going
you
to
can't.
happen no matter what.
Well, you
could
can't avoid
wish
getting
all
a red
you
light
want
either.
That
Don't get me
you're never
started
gonna
on
stand
this.
in line
I don't
again.
care what
But
you
that
say.
doesn't
What?
matter.
Oh, okay, next question.
All right. Next question is. Would you- all right.
Wow.
All right. This
Great
one's
segment, Tom. Okay.
Would you rather have to give up showering for a month or the internet for a month? Which one would you rather do?
Oh,
give
I
up
could-
the internet or give up showering?
I'm going to answer this one first. I would give up the internet. I never would give up showering. I could give up the internet very easily.
John's thinking about
for a
it.
What?
month.
No, I'm not
I-
thinking about it at all. I have to take showers every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you go.
Oh, so we
I'm not-
agree on that one.
Well, kind of. I'm not going to give up the internet either.
Well,
Too
so
bad.
would you rather?
The
You
rules
have to
don't
choose
apply.
No,
one or
would
the
you
other.
rather?
You can't
Okay.
just.
All right. Well,
Okay.
we don't
Is
have
that
to
it?
stick to this or anything.
Yep. And then we got
One-
one more. We got one more
Okay.
question.
All right.
Would you rather have to use the same towel for the rest of your life and you can never wash it, or the same Kleenex?
These are disgusting
We're trying to make it
questions.
Now, well, I think we've turned
Well,
everybody off at this
I
point.
don't think there's a good answer. To
No,
that.
actually, there isn't a good answer to that. So,
So we're
we're
gonna skip
walking.
that one.
We're walking on that one.
Okay.
That's all I got, guys. That's all I got.
Well, I mean, if I had to answer,
No, don't answer it.
no.
No, it's not answerable. Don't answer to
Okay.
that.
Okay, Dom. Well, I like it. I
was a
like the
curveball.
background music too.
Yeah.
it's very nice.
That was good.
Is that you on the organ there?
That was me,
playing?
yeah. I
That's
actually just started yesterday, so.
good. Just started taking lessons. You're off to a great start. That's terrific. Okay. Let's see. It's 19 minutes past the hour. We're just getting going on this Tuesday morning. What?
I had no idea you had that kind of talent. Dom, you're going to have to play
started
the organ
yesterday.
for us more often.
Yeah, play some more. Please. Okay. All right. We will be back with more of John and Gordy for a Tuesday morning after this.
FM and WMDX.
Were you about to quote the President of the United States?
Well, you know, every once in a while we have a special edition of the John and Gordy in the Morning Show, and this is the I don't know what the F they're doing edition, which, by the way, applies each and every day of this show. But that is a quote from Trump in regards to the war between Iran and Israel.
Yeah, this morning. He just made that comment as he was leaving the White House on the way to the NATO meeting. Okay.
Well,
that was a direct quote. I mean, they had to censor it on CNN.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll keep you posted if he says anything
else.
He's
feeling a little loose, isn't
remarkable. A little loose.
Wow.
You know, yesterday, last night, he announced a peace, a ceasefire.
Yeah.
And I guess that just didn't take hold.
I want to read this thing here. This is either for Schwaba, because we have a rerun of the previous night's show from Pete Schwaba.
Right.
And Bud out in Janesville said, I am really drunk. Oh, my God. Your little standalone punchlines crack me the F up. Love your sense of humor, and you have the best guests. Like your last guest said, your interview style brings out the best in your guests. Needless to say, I'm going to love your show or whatever.
But from James, so that was a comment for Pete Schwaba's show.
Schwaba's show.
Because it reruns right before our show every morning.
I would like to believe it is
big
for our
thumbs
show.
up for Pete.
I would like to believe that it is for our show.
You think it's
John
for us?
I would like to believe so. You know what I mean?
Well, you think but he put that "I am really drunk" comment in quotes. So what is that? We didn't say anything like that.
But we didn't have he says, like your last guest said, and we didn't have a last guest here.
Okay.
Good context.
So, that probably was for Pete.
But that's great. I just want to mention that it's fun listening to Pete Schwaba.
Yeah.
And he'll be here again in our studios tonight.
Yeah. And we might just drop in and just say hi to Pete.
You
think?
You think so?
Well, after he set Dom up last night, Dom didn't.
Well, you got to set the record straight.
The pizza peacemaker. He said it himself.
Now,
so.
the official word is that was in regards to Pete Schwaba. That's what I'm saying, Catherine. That's exactly what I'm saying. But it's good to at least have a summary of what I was trying to say.
Okay. What are you saying now? Okay.
Now I'm just going to speak in sign language and let everybody guess.
Let me just say that this portion of the show is brought to you by Madison Hearing Aid Center. Madison Hearing Aid Center, 4706 Cottage Grove Road in Madison. You can go to their excellent website, MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. They're helping people change their lives. Their number one goal isn't just selling hearing aids. It's improving the quality of life through better hearing. You can check them out. Again, at MadisonHearingAidCenter.com, take an initial hearing test there, and then set up an appointment. 4706 Cottage Grove Road in Madison. That's MadisonHearingAidCenter.com.
Well, the thing is, you and Catherine have this battle going on constantly.
She's on the phone.
You're fighting constantly. And now she's on the phone, and I'm not sure what to expect here, but let's go to Catherine.
All right.
Welcome.
Catherine. Good morning, Catherine.
It's not always about you, It's not always about you. I'm calling to talk to Dom.
Oh.
I want to congratulate Dom for filling in the daily calendar BS that you guys do every morning with something far more interesting.
Okay, good. I'll keep it up then. We'll keep it up. We'll keep that going. We'll keep that going.
Well done. No, also, that comment was for Pete because Bud did not realize that Pete was off the air and that last night was a repeat, right? We repeat.
Yeah. But I just thought I'd let him know that we know that he was talking about Pete, and it's a great compliment for Pete. So we just thought we'd repeat it here on the program.
Yes,
That's all.
Pete needs to know these things. It's lovely. But what he was saying, Bud was quoting Pete. Pete was self-effacing at the end of an interview, and the guy said, I just love being with you. And he goes, I'm drunk. That was Pete's remark.
Oh, okay.
Well, I got to say, Pete's show is great for that. If you like drinking, turn Pete's show.
It's mostly a drinking show.
It's mostly
It's not. Oh, I'm hanging up on you.
Okay. Good morning. And
All
thank
right.
you. And we'll see you later. at the meeting.
Boy, you guys
She's
got to
gone.
settle all your differences one of these days. I hate to be the brunt. She goes after me because, she's angry at you and all that.
I
this
know.
stuff.
It just never ends. Does it? Okay.
But that's great, to have those kind of comments. We appreciate those as well. In case you want to make something up.
Well, I can't wait for Pete's show tonight. We should all visit Pete's show tonight. Just show up. Yeah. Dom will be here anyway.
I'm 100% going to show up.
I'm only a few minutes away from the station, so it's no big deal for. I know it's a long drive for you.
It's a lot. Hours.
Okay.
Okay, you want to?
Yeah. I was just going to mention a little while from now.
Yes.
In about 25 minutes, we'll be talking with Lisa Bernard from the Dane County Humane Society about some pets that are up for adoption.
Yeah.
And
Idiocracy is coming up in just a few moments
That's right.
well.
Yes. We've got a jam-packed show here.
I mean, who would have ever imagined that maybe the ceasefire wasn't going to be real after all? Who would have thought of that?
It kind of came and went pretty quickly. Yeah, they announced it in the early evening, and now apparently it's been broken several times. So
okay, there are two possibilities, maybe third, that he was suckered into saying it's a ceasefire.
Yeah.
Second, he didn't know it wasn't going to be a ceasefire, or both.
Maybe
he was suckered in and didn't know.
And they keep putting this quote back
yes,
up.
They love
CNN
this.
is just, putting that quote up every few minutes.
This is going to be on X and all the social media sites.
I think so.
A screen capture of this baby.
Yes, we'll have to do that. We'll be back with more of John and Gordy for Tuesday morning in just a few minutes.
As the 21st century began, human evolution was at a turning point, a dumbing down, until humanity was incapable of solving even its most basic problems.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this.
We can duck and cover. There's a fallout shelter right there.
There's no way to survive this, you idiot!
Idiocracy.
For the smartest guy in the world, you're pretty dumb sometimes.
Most of the time, and this is WMDX, John and Gordy in the morning, a very special I don't know what the F they're doing edition of the program.
That's a direct quote from our president.
Yeah.
President Trump.
It's.
Right?
I mean, we're watching the video of it, and you could lip read very easily what he's saying.
We got to find that clip. I'm going to try and find that clip.
Yeah, try to find that.
I don't know.
It's cloudy this morning. We had all that rain last night. That's tapered off and moved on out, but we could be in for more showers and storms later today, and highs in the upper 70s. Right now, 69 degrees here. Okay, idiocracy.
All right.
Got plenty of it.
Well, we do have something. Normally, we don't talk sports on this program.
No.
But in this case, we will talk sports on this program.
Will we? Okay.
Just briefly, only because I'm going to let The Daily Show do the talking for us.
Oh.
Desi Leidick and Jordan Klepper both are going at it here, and they're talking sports. The WNBA, Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Scared of German Chancellor Friedrich.
This is Sports War, the show where we are legally not allowed to agree with each other.
So if I say cheerleading is not a real sport,
then I say, of course, cheerleading is a sport. Why else would I be constantly watching it when I'm alone at home?
Whatever keeps you indoors and away from people. Let's kick things off with our top story. Caitlin Clark has returned to the court from injury, and not a moment too soon for the WNBA.
It wasn't just the Indiana Fever that missed Caitlin Clark. The WNBA missed her, and badly.
Caitlin Clark effect. Since the WNBA star's injury, ticket prices have drastically dropped.
WNBA ratings plummeted 55% league-wide.
Wow. So Caitlin Clark gets injured and you all just stop supporting women's basketball. You people bailed on the WNBA quicker than Desi did on her 5th marriage. Look, fair weather fans make me sick. I, Jordan Klepper, champion of women, friend to the female, Maya Angelou lover, and Susan B. Anthony mega fan, am here to tell you there is plenty, I mean plenty of excitement in the WNBA besides Caitlin Clark.
Name one WNBA team.
Okay, I'll name 3. The Cleveland Clams, Toledo Tampons, and the Boston Bushes. Go Bush.
Jordan, you idiot. Those are possibly correct. I don't know. I was bluffing. Regardless, it's great that Clark's absence gave fans a chance to watch cooler, less popular sports. Which brings us to our holy hot bet of the night. Will our ratings decline if Jordan Klepper gets injured by the hood of my car? Brought to you by gambling. Gambling. You can't spell degenerate without great.
There you go.
Okay.
So,
little debate there about the WNBA.
Yeah. But it ended well.
Yes.
With
all's
Klepper
well that ends well.
on the hood of her car.
Right.
Oh,
That's
man.
Good. I like it.
Yeah. I want to talk about the freeloaders that we have at the state capitol. They are always looking for ways to not pay for any government services.
What are you talking
under
about?
the excuse? We have our Republican legislature, and they're always looking for a tax cut, and they don't want to pay for the services. So, as an excuse, they say they don't like big government or spending money, but really, they just want to live off everybody else and not have to pay for anything. And that's, I guess, we haven't seen that in a while. But anyway, it's happening again. They're talking about the budget at the state capitol. And they're trying to reduce taxes, income taxes again. Now, if you've ever paid state income taxes, they're not real high.
Right.
So it's not a big deal. The impacts, by the way, though, not very big. The changes that they're talking about would save a single person making $50,000 about $192 a year.
That's it?
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. That's, it's just a little over what I pay Costco each and every year. Just for membership.
Yeah, right.
I can't, it's in the thousands as far as what I spend there. Joint filers who make $67,000 would save around $259 a year. So we're not talking big bucks here, right?
No.
But this is, I think they deserve some credit for at least trying to give a tax cut to the middle income earners. So that's what they're trying to do this time, because Governor Evers does not like the fact that some of these middle income earners make $300,000 a year. That's not so middle income.
Right.
And he wants to, reduce the bracket so it makes it a little fairer and you can target those tax cuts a little bit better. But anyway, get this. Now, we know it's going to save you $192 or $259, depending on whether you make $50,000 or $67,000 and file jointly. Okay, but this is the twist. All of that will be gone very soon because of school referendums. People are passing school referendums, raising their taxes. So anytime you save money from the state, $192 or $259, it's gone because it's made up by another tax that you've just passed in a referendum to pay for your schools.
My head is spinning. I can't keep up. My eyes are rolling in the back of my head. I'm just ready to pass out.
I know, Dollar. I know. It's the numbers, right? Who can keep track of numbers?
I can't.
That's why
take it anymore.
All I'm trying to do is just fill people in, and your eyes are rolling back into your head. You can't grasp the numbers. All right. Well, anyway, it'll make your property tax bill for a medium household $160 a year. So that gets rid of the $192 almost completely. Or if you're filing jointly, $276. I just wanted to see your eyes roll back in your head again. That's all. That's the only reason I followed that up with more numbers.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Boy, we're talking idiocracy, are we?
Yeah. Well, yes.
Yes.
I mean, we're right in the thick of it.
I know
aren't
we are in the thick of it. Yes, on this very special, I don't know what the F they're doing edition of John and Gordy in the morning.
Right.
All right, now let's get to one of my favorite people, Charlie Kirk.
Oh, no.
This is a guy who had barely an education. So to make up for it, he tours the colleges to make it seem like he's a college guy. He ain't. Anyway, he was asked questions, and I think this is kind of an interesting one, where they were talking about Governor Hot Wheels. Do you remember Governor Hot Wheels?
Governor Hot Wheels? What?
Yeah, that's the Texas governor. He's in a wheelchair.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
All right. So there was a joke about that, and when a Dem makes that kind of joke, boy, the right wing gets crazy, don't they? Well, let's listen to this. This is Charlie Kirk.
Okay.
My major problem is what I feel is blatant hypocrisy and contradictions, specifically from yourself. For example, a couple weeks ago, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett called Governor Abbott Governor Hot Wheels. I wasn't a fan of that. I didn't agree with that. And obviously you didn't either. You went on X. You said this woman is trash. But I would never take it that far. But on November 24th, 2015, Donald Trump mocked a disabled reporter, Serge Kowalski. He flailed his arms, made fun of his voice, and made fun of his face. And I looked up and down your X account. I couldn't find a single tweet calling him trash for that. You called Elon Musk a genius. I looked at his X account. He uses what's considered the R word over 14 times in just the year 2024 alone. He actually posted it again this morning, talking about the trade advisor guy. And again, you worship that guy. So I want to know why you hold the left and Democrats to different standards than you do the right and Republicans.
There you go.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, that was directed at Charlie Kirk. And we don't need to hear his answer. Because then he deferred to something else and changed the subject.
Just deflected it.
Okay, yeah. So I didn't play that, but just to give you an idea of what's going on the right, anything they do is okay, because it's so true that you can't, refute the facts. But
According to them.
But Charlie Kirk, caught in the middle of all of this stuff. Yeah. All right. Now, I think this is really, really good news out of Texas. Conservative Mansfield, Texas. Their school board members were voted out because of the book bans. Isn't that great? The challengers won by getting about 60% of the vote.
Wow.
One Republican said Mansfield has gone to hell. Another wrote on X, horrible news in Mansfield, Texas. The radical DEI left has flipped the conservative school board. Mansfield has capitulated to the DEI LGBTQ left. Whoa, that's nothing worse than that, right? Again, isn't it obvious now that anyone pushing anti-DEI is all about forcing bigotry and racism back into government policy?
So those books are back in the school.
The books are back, and the school board is back to normal.
Okay. Well, there's some good news.
Teaching kids what they need to know. Yeah. All right. And I think we have time for this. Let's go to this is Cut 25. Journalist for the New York Magazine, Kara Swisher, gave Trump the best nickname ever. They were talking about meme coins and. So,
we're looking for cut 25.
Trying to look for it right now. Is it from last month or no? How long is it?
It's 116.
116? I don't think I have it. I don't think I have it.
All right, maybe last month.
Yeah, it might have been last month.
Yeah. Why don't you check that out?
I'll check it out right now.
All right. Okay. This is with Bill Maher and Kara Swisher.
In the meantime, if you'd like to chime in, phone lines are open, 608-879-8255. That's 608-879-TALK. You can always reach us also, of course, on the Civic Media app, which is free to download, always free to use. Just download the app and go to the WMDX site, and you can get right a hold of us. You can send us a text.
We've got this. We can't have enough nicknames for Trump. Okay. So here's another one. Let's add this to the stack.
Okay.
And we haven't even gotten to the corruption part of it. Our finances look like they're going to be screwed. Mm-hmm. My savings thing went down. Mm-hmm. His are better than ever. Crypto. And also, like I read today, he's opening, they're going to build, Trump family's going to build a resort in the United Arab Emirates.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Obama doing that? Obama's in the resorts business now. No comment from the Republicans. That would have been okay with you guys.
That's the business he did before he was even in.
But he's president now. Of course, you give it up when you...
But he's not involved in his business. Eric runs the resort.
Shut up.
He's done this.
Stop it.
It's unfair to criticize if the Trump business that builds resorts still builds resorts.
Fine with resorts if you want to, although it's a very thin skin. No,
it's not fine.
The crypto stuff is ridiculous and it's corrupt. It's a way to pay the president under the table in ways we do not understand and will not understand. And so you should not.
Right, it's a way to pay the. Yes.
It makes it feel like, and I think we'll see in time, a coin-operated president. Like you can give him money and not know it.
There it is.
Operated president.
A coin-operated president.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
That's
We waited
Mark,
all this time just to hear that line, but I do like the nickname quite a bit.
All right. We're coming back with more. Stay with us. Morning, Lisa.
Morning, Lisa.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
This segment is brought to us by Serenity Pet Spa.
So it's starting.
It's starting.
Yes.
It started last week. We didn't know.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't know that we had to say anything. But
okay.
Are you up? Are you Are you on board with this, right? You know about this?
Yeah, Catherine talked to me about it, and all I'm supposed to say is thanks for sponsoring our segment.
Good. Okay.
So I should say that what I just said right as we're introducing you.
Sure.
Okay.
And then I'll say, and thank you to them for sponsoring our segment, or at the end, whichever, I guess.
Okay.
Could be both.
Okay. And we've got the information on the animals here.
I hope I picked out some cuties for you guys.
Yeah. The boy, the cats, they go together. I mean, I can see that, right? Having 2 cats. And
hey, can we come out with a?
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's see here. What have I got? You got the German Shepherd, or Shepherd mix, rather.
Mm-hmm. A shepherd mix.
Mm-hmm. And
jot this down for yourself. When John gets into the weeds on numbers and stuff, next time I want to have the sound of an adding machine.
Okay. Gotcha. I can do that. I can do that. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have to practice, using numbers on the air.
It's all good. It's all good.
All right. It's one of those things that tugs at your heart. These older pets that are available, and they need that special kind of care. And Bobo is, I'm reading. I'm just, I'm tearing up as I'm reading through your line.
I know.
He is such a cutie.
Yeah.
Such a cutie.
What is a Maltese mix? Is that a gigantic dog again?
No, he's small. He's like, have you seen like a Shih Tzu or?
Yeah, sure.
20 seconds.
Yeah, so it's like a Shih Tzu except for being multiple colors. He's all white.
Okay.
I'm going to turn your mics on.
Okay, here we go.
Hey there, folks. It's Charlie Behrens here. Now, Madison Magazine's got this poll going for Best of Madison, and I hear that John and Gordy are up for Best Radio Team. I'll tell you this much. If they're friends of Pam Yankee, they're friends of me, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Charlie.
All right. WMDX, John and Gordy in the morning.
It is 6:52. And we welcome Lisa Bernard from Dane County Humane Society into the show this morning. This portion of the show being brought to us by Serenity Pet Spa. Madison's trusted dog groomers. Give your pup the spa day they deserve. Serenity Pet Spa, Madison.com. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning.
How you doing today?
Doing well. And thanks to Serenity for sponsoring our segment.
Yes, excellent. Okay, we've got some pets that are up for adoption. Where should we start? Should we start with the cats? You have a pair of cats.
A pair of cats, they go together sometimes. Sure.
Yeah.
We do.
There they are.
This is a
got them
fun
on the screen
pair.
if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube.
Yes. Oh, they're gorgeous.
Oh,
yeah.
What cuties. Okay.
Yes. So we have Whisper and Jack. They're both a year old. Whisper is mostly gray with some white, like from the mouth down to his chest, and then white paws. And Jack is a brown tabby with black stripes that are at the top of his legs, his front legs, and on his head. Whisper's a little more shy than Jack is, but Jack is very confident, so he helps bring out the confidence in Whisper, so that's why they make a great pair. They both enjoy receiving pets. They'll rub against your legs for attention. And it was so funny. I was in an office with them yesterday, and Jack just crawled into my lap and right away put his paws on my shoulder. And he's like looking in my face, and I go, "What? This is very close, sir. Like, you're in my face." And he just put his head down and wanted me to kiss it. So I gave him a kiss on the head. He looked at me and he did it 8 more times. Like, hello, kiss my head, kiss my head. So,
okay.
So now you want to get rid of them, right?
I know,
this is all you do all day now.
I know. I could do that all day, really.
Yeah.
But they love to look out the window and watch the wildlife outside, and they love to play together, nap together. So they're looking for a home together because they are bonded. And right now is a great time to get a cat because we are celebrating June being Adopt a Shelter Cat Month. And we've reduced adoption fees for cats through June 30th, now through June 30th. So kittens have been reduced to $100. Adult cats have been reduced. Young adult cats are $50, and adults and senior cats are $10.
So these are they're both a year old. So these are
Yes, they're young adults.
young adults. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So they're beautiful cats, and I hope they stay together. All right. Let's go to Donnie now as a Shepherd mix.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us about Donnie.
He's a 3-year-old Shepherd mix who's mostly brown and black with some white on his tiptoes. He was transferred to DCHS last week from an overcrowded shelter in Texas. He's a little nervous right now, especially with meeting new people, new dogs, and sometimes with different new places. So he's looking for someone who's going to help work with him on his confidence. But once he's comfortable, he's a leaner. He likes to lean in for pets. He's a big snuggler. He can get a little overexcited at times, which means he gets a little jumpy. So we've been working with him on keeping all 4 paws on the ground, learning his manners, and also his leash skills, so he's not pulling as much.
Okay.
So Donnie loves treats. He loves to play fetch. He loves his toys, but he's not a big fan of sharing. So he's looking for a home without any children or other pets.
Okay, that's Donnie.
All right.
3 years old. Okay, and finally Bobo.
Bobo. Oh, don't you just love that name?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's 14. He's a Maltese mix, about 14.5 pounds. Because he's older, he does have some poor vision, and he doesn't always realize when people or even animals are there. But when he realizes that you're in the room with him, if you call him by name, he's so excited to run to you for pets and attention. He's been in a foster home, a couple of them, while he's been with us. So he's met a cat and was just kind of like, okay, fine. All right, you're cuddling by me. That's great. And then he met another dog who was excited to play with him. And he's like, yeah, I like you. You're nice, but I don't feel like it. He's more into like, I want to go explore my space, and then I want to take naps and get my pets in. So
he's very cute.
Yeah, he's a cute dog.
14 years old.
He's so easygoing. So just adorable.
All right. Well, just gorgeous pets. I just hope somebody, gives a home to these pets today.
Yeah.
So you have Whisper and Jack, the pair of cats, and then Donnie, the Shepherd mix, and Bobo, the senior dog, the Maltese mix. And Lisa, what's the best way for folks to adopt a pet from Dane County Humane Society? What's their next step?
So for Bobo, because he's in foster, you do have to call our adoption center to set up an appointment. But for Whisper and Jack and Donnie, just stop in when we're open. Our adoption center opens at 2:00 today. Ask to meet them, and we'll tell you everything we know about them and let you meet them and see if they're a right fit for your family.
Very good, Lisa. If anybody wants more information, they can contact you. And anything else we should mention here? Any special events coming up or anything going on this summer you want to talk about?
Well,
we got just less than a minute.
Not really.
I guess not.
Dog training classes. We have dog training classes that are opening the next session. So if
well, that's big.
To build that bond with your pet, it's a great time.
Excellent.
And when does that begin?
Dog training classes. We offer different certified dog trainers. So if you go to our website at giveshelter.org, look up dog training, and you could sign up for different courses.
Lisa,
it's a variety
thank you
of
so
levels.
much. That's Lisa Bernard from the Dane County Humane Society. We'll talk to you again in a couple of weeks. Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with more of John and Gordy in the morning in just a few minutes.
Must be, and that is all. True love can make a blade of...
Kind of just went blank there today.
Sorry to throw you a curveball there at the end, but we had about 30 seconds to fill.
No
Thank you,
worries.
Lisa.
No worries. Have a great day, you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, you
Thank
too.
you so much.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. How long were we on the air before we got the word from Catherine we were on the air?
It must have been 10 seconds. I don't know.
Really?
It's supposed to be, I don't know why it does
Well,
that. Like, we're supposed to be off the air. It's supposed to instantly get us back on and instantly get us off.
Can you hear when the last thing ends and then you start, or are you just going by the clock?
I'm going by the clocks. I have to go by the...
Isn't there a way you can listen to on air? And
I don't really know how.
Okay.
I probably should.
I just wondered.
Find that, yeah.
I don't know either. I don't know how.
Sam never did that. From when I was training him, I never heard him listening to it. He was also just looking at the clock.
He was just looking at the clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like right now, we could be on the air. I wouldn't know.
No, there's something weird because yesterday we were back to these 5-second gaps of not specifically our show, but other shows on only on WMDX.
Yeah.
There's like these 5-second silent gaps.
Yeah, yeah. I think Catherine said they're talking to engineering about it or something. But
I know.
I know. Now I'm like, I feel like when we have a guest, I'm going to try and take you guys off probably like 40 seconds beforehand, just so we have time rather than quickly just taking you guys off.
Okay.
Just to make sure.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
transmitted by wire. Here is the latest news brought into your own living room.
You'll be hard to satisfy with anything less.
Let's give them something to talk about.
Talk is cheap. Gib. Always gossiping.
It's the John and Gordy Show.
This is High Five Plus.
And that's the way it is.
We'll do it live.
On 92.7 FM, WMDX. Take it away, boys.
This is John and Gordy, very special edition. We've changed it now. Last hour was I don't know what the F they're doing edition of the John and Gordy in the Morning Show. This hour, it's going to be these guys got to calm down edition of John and Gordy in the Morning Show.
And why are we calling it those? Why do we have new slogans? What are you talking about?
Well, these are Trump slogans that he's just this morning. He's throwing them out like pancakes on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, he is. He was off to the NATO summit, and they got a couple of comments from him as he was walking out to the helicopter.
You know, it doesn't instill a lot of confidence in your vision of the president if he's thinking these guys got to calm down.
That's what he said about Israel and Iran.
If that's how he's thinking, if that's his deepest thought, then we got real big problems, especially, I don't know what the F they're doing.
Yeah, that's the big headline.
He's not quite in the loop.
They keep flashing that on CNN this morning. Yeah. This portion of the show is being brought to you by our friends at Verlo Mattress. You can wake up and sleep better on a Verlo mattress. A lot has changed since 1958. Some things have remained constant, though, throughout Verlo's history. They are still direct-to-consumer and providing superior products at unbeatable prices. Verlo Mattress, 2 Madison locations, east side and west side. Go to Verlo.com and check out their lifetime comfort guarantee. It is 8 minutes past the hour. We've got cloudy skies. It's humid out there. We'll be in for more showers and thunderstorms late afternoon or early evening, and highs in the upper 70s. Right now, 69 degrees. Okay.
All right. Well, let's get to our first story here. Let's go to the state capitol.
Okay.
And Chris Coppinger, he's a wiseacre senator that seems to think he knows it all. And, and whatever he thinks is the correct way of thinking. Now, let's get into what he has said recently. Chris Coppinger got no blowback on his appearance up front.
Oh.
It's in Milwaukee, a TV show there, and syndicated. He said that Wisconsin needs its own Doge. Okay? He wants Wisconsin, yes, he wants the Republicans in the state capitol to create their own Doge to go through government and get rid of waste and fraud, okay? Now, keep in mind that the gerrymandered Republicans have been in control of the state legislature since 2011, and there's still waste? Why don't we play this cut here?
Okay. Overwhelming support from the public on Doge. And we don't have any reforms right now that are being proposed in the budget to look at wasteful spending. And for me, that's a big concern too, because I know it's there. We all know it's there, and we need to be responsible and start digging into that at the state level as well.
Really? Okay. Well, yeah, you've had quite a long time to do that since 2011 anyway. They jump on the bandwagon of these ridiculous programs.
Yeah, Doge.
Yeah, Doge.
Really? We need our own Doge.
Well, we know that it was a disaster. They fired people before they knew they needed them.
Yes.
And defunded important programs that will save people's lives. But yeah, we need that in this state.
That's what they want to do in Wisconsin.
Coppinger is claiming the public loved Doge. Is that true? Do you think the public really liked Doge after all the meddling that they got into?
No.
Quinnipiac University national poll on June 11th asked voters how they would rate the work that Musk and Doge have done. 38% approved, while 57% say either they didn't think it was very helpful, 12%, or 45% said it was poor. Their performance was poor.
Right.
So I don't know where Chris Coppinger is getting his information. Maybe it's just the circle he runs in. Maybe
Apparently
they really
so.
love it or something.
Yeah, we should send him the update and see if that changes his mind about things.
Well, unless he thinks maybe the Democrats can do a better job.
Oh.
I don't know. How about the Washington Post poll at the end of April? 56%. Now, this is when it was more popular. 56% of respondents agreed that DOGE is going too far in laying off government employees to reduce the size of the federal workforce. 55% said DOGE's cuts to federal programs will hurt the U.S. economy, and 51% said the cuts would have a direct negative impact on their families.
Wow.
So if that's positive, that's big approval by the public that Coppinger is talking about. I think he has he has a lesson to be learned. That's not true. Okay.
Hey, let's go to the phones.
Oh yeah, I know.
Let's go to
Everybody's
Dick.
waving. We've got a couple of calls here.
Let's go to Dick first.
All right.
And welcome to the show, Dick. Good morning.
Good morning. Could we maybe start with not paying him and the Republicans right now, because they don't do anything. They convene these meetings, show up, stand around for a while, and then hit the gavel and go home. I mean,
you would have to list that as fraud, I would think.
Yes.
I would say. And can I say something to Trump, Jim?
Yes.
Please.
Real quickly. First of all, it's just his manner of speak from the English language, like when the thing first was launched, completely and totally obliterated. No, completely is enough. That's like completely surrounded. No, surrounded is enough.
Yes.
You know, he has to go on and on with his words. Like, he's not exactly the greatest wordsmith to begin with, but no, that's 3 times he says the same thing.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's a good observation, and we'll continue to pick up quotes from Trump today. He's just he's got a lot of them.
He's
today.
got plenty to say this morning. Okay,
right.
let's go back
All
to the
right.
phones. We have Mark
got
on
Mark
the line this morning. Good morning, Mark.
Yeah, well, talk about government waste. I mean, Chris Kapenga is kind of an example of waste of human anatomy. That it you know, and I retired, you know, from the state, you know, about 8 years ago now, and I didn't see a whole lot of waste when I worked for the state. I mean, that you know, budgets were always, you know, fairly snug, and there wasn't a heck of a lot of money being wasted. But was it a waste of money for the USAID money that we were putting out, you know, and saving people? Like 300,000, they've estimated like at least 300,000 people have died because we, you know, cut USAID.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just sad, and let's face the fact that DOGE is not even properly funded because they're drawing money from the Treasury that wasn't allocated by Congress, so it's an unconstitutional, you know, agency. I mean, it's not even a real agency.
Yeah,
it's unconstitutional, pure and simple.
I think it cost more to hire them than it was the money that they said they saved.
Certainly, and the opportunity cost loss that they are causing. I mean, we're ceding soft power to China. I mean, that especially in Africa.
Yeah. Well,
anyway.
All right.
Thanks, brothers.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
We're talking about Elon and Doge and the waste of money. Again, I think they supposedly saved maybe $45 billion in all that they did.
But they were
they were going
to do a lot more than that, right?
Their
goal was
$1 trillion.
Yeah, $1 or $2 trillion.
All right. So anyway, I saw this post. I thought it was applicable at this point. Eating just one billionaire would do more to prevent climate change than going vegan or never driving a car for the rest of your life.
Wait. What?
So again,
where does that come?
Eating just one billionaire would do more to prevent climate change than going vegan or never driving a car for the rest of your life.
Where did you get?
And when you think about it,
okay,
I think they're right.
Where's the source for that?
Yeah, where does that come from?
It was just a post.
Really?
That's
Okay.
all. It's
so wisdom?
Yeah, a web wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah, in a poster form.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing.
Hey, thank you.
Okay.
I want to get to this. This is really, really important news. Okay.
All right.
The Democrats in the House and the Senate secretly, they never tell you what they're doing.
No.
That's why their poll numbers are so low. But they introduced, get this, new legislation that would establish a Part E for Medicare. What is that? It would allow people to opt into the program on Medicare, public option, on the exchanges. and
Okay.
compete with private insurance on the exchanges. So
right.
it would be part of the ACA, Obamacare.
Okay.
Medicare Part E would sustain itself through premiums, just like Medicare does, with enrollees able to sign up through any state or federal insurance marketplace, and the subsidies that you get to pay for your premiums each month would go for your deductibles and copays that Medicare does require.
Well, that's an interesting idea.
That is a really it's really good. It's a public option. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The plan covers the ACA's 10 essential health benefits and include a full range of reproductive health services, including abortions. It would establish a cap on out-of-pocket costs and allow the program to negotiate drug prices, which is the big deal. Negotiating the drug prices is what's different from other states that have allowed a public option, their own public option, but they can't negotiate. So it's not really saving a lot of money. So if you can save it and it's a national plan, you'll save a ton of money. Again, the Democrats in the Senate and the House introduced legislation that would establish Part E, Medicare, and put them on the affordable exchanges.
That sounds like a good idea. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. We've been talking about this for a long time.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm bringing it up, I think that the Democrats should have this as their major plan. This should be something they should be talking about now, because in a year, at the end of this year, a lot of people are going to lose their health care plans, especially through the ACA, the Affordable Care Act. So if they get on this ahead of time, it would look like we're at least thinking ahead, that we're planning ahead, that we
Looking
have an
toward
agenda.
Yes.
Instead of reacting and then reacting when people start complaining and losing their health insurance,
Right.
then we react. No, we're not reacting to that. We are actually proactive.
Got
in
a
all of
plan
this.
for the future. Some good things to look forward to.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
That's what they need to do. Yes.
They have to do that.
Yes. Hey, you can check out the WMDX newsletter. You can sign up for it. It comes out every Thursday. It goes right into your email. If you want to sign up, go to WMDXradio.com. That's WMDXradio.com.
All right, I've got another one. This is healthcare related as well. This is
All right.
Bernie Sanders asking RFK Jr. exactly if he thinks people have a right to healthcare. Let's listen to this. 187.
Do you agree with me that the United States should join every other major country on earth and guarantee health care to all people as a human right? Yes? No?
Senator, I can't give you a yes or no answer to that question.
Health care a human right? Is health care a human right?
In the way that free speech is a human right, I would say it's different, because with free speech doesn't cost anybody anything, but in healthcare, if you smoke cigarettes for 20 years and you get cancer, you are now taking from the pool.
Okay.
No, that's
It's
ridiculous.
RFK Jr.
So yeah,
answering Bernie
everybody
Sanders.
pays into the pool and gets health care. That's how it's done in all the other industrialized countries. So yeah, what a genius thought that is. By the way, the people that were smoking were told that it was okay and healthy.
Back that, yes.
Yeah. So that's called an externality, that these businesses, they make money on you, but they make you pay the cost of the repercussions from that activity. So
yeah. We will continue with John and Gordy for a Tuesday morning in just a few moments.
Brittany, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Not too bad. Not too shabby, I'd say.
All right.
Good.
Hello.
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 Hello. What is your shirt say? Is that Wilderness?
Yeah.
Is that what-
Wilderness. Yeah.
There it is. Oh, yes. Well, positive. Stay positive, no matter how bad the weather is. Positive, smiley.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to cut your mics right now just because we've been having a little bit of issues.
Yeah.
A little bit of issues.
All right.
Hey, this is Pam Yankee, the fabulous farm babe. Listen, when you vote for John and Gordy for Best of Madison, it's like voting for brats, the Packers, the Badgers, or cheese. Yeah, that's John and Gordy. Cheesy.
Yep.
Easy.
That's it.
That's a compliment, right?
Of course. This is a very special edition. These guys got to calm down edition of the John and Gordy in the Morning show. That is a quote from Trump this morning. We just love listening to all of these ridiculous comments.
Well, that was one of a couple of comments.
Well, you like the other one, don't you? So do I.
Yeah.
His other one was, I don't know what the F they're doing. And that...
in regard to
Yes.
Israel and Iran.
Yes, the conflict there.
Yeah.
So always good to know that the president is
he's right on
got
top
his
of it.
finger on the pulse
of America. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. This portion of the show brought to you by MadisonHearingAidCenter.com, 4706 Cottage Grove Road in Madison, offering fast and flexible appointments, helping people change their lives. Their number one goal isn't just selling hearing aids, it's improving the quality of life through better hearing. Go to MadisonHearingAidCenter.com for a free hearing test and a whole lot more. Now, it's time for us to get an update on the weather. Man, it's still humid out there. We had all this rain. Look at it. It's raining again.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is raining again.
It is raining again.
Right on cue.
Yeah. Good morning, Brittany Merlot. Tell us.
Good morning.
What?
We had a lot of rain here.
Oh, man,
Gordy,
it's flooding.
You knew what happened at Woodman's. The roof
East
almost
side
collapsed.
location. Well, part of the roof did collapse, and they showed video this morning on one of the early morning TV shows of water just streaming down. I mean, it was like a waterfall into Woodman's, and I guess they're closed. That location, it's an east side location.
It's on Milwaukee Street.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they had some big trouble there, and there was some flooding around the city this morning. But what can we expect today?
Yeah.
Brittany?
Yeah. So you guys, I saw you got about 2.5 inches by 10 o'clock last night. It was coming down so
Wow.
heavy, and in total, it was 2.5 inches. So I mean, crazy stuff. I saw the videos of your streets just getting downpoured,
Yep.
flooding over. Hope you guys are drying out today because we've got more rain on the way. Unfortunately, it looks like, obviously, what's going on right now, light rain, but we've got the chances for storms sparking up again this afternoon. So a few rounds are possible on and off, showers and storms today. It looks like a good 1/4 inch to about 1/2 inch of rainfall is expected unless a storm sits over you. Some of these could pack about 1 inch or so we could see maximum of around 1 inch. But then as we go into tomorrow, more rain rolls in, becomes a little bit more widespread, but it lessens out in intensity down south and it starts to increase up north. So we get a little relief tomorrow, but then it drops back down and becomes heavy once again for Thursday, where we're looking at another inch of rainfall. So a very wet, damp on and off week here, and it does look like some flooding potential returning again, especially by Thursday, if not by again this afternoon. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
It won't stop.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So-
Keep your umbrella handy. Check your windshield
wiper
wipers,
blades. Make sure they're
make
working
sure
properly.
Wear boots. Wear raincoat. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll get through it together. Thank you, Brittany.
We will.
Yeah.
Guys, have a good day.
All right.
Okay.
Same to
It's
you.
going to be soggy, but we'll get through it. Thank you, Brittany.
You're welcome.
Brittany Merlot, our WMDX chief meteorologist.
Yeah, that was boy. The weather, when it rains, it really does rain.
I mean, it was really coming down
Wow.
in buckets last night, just pouring.
Yeah. All right, let's get this cut ready here. I'm
time
sorry.
for that?
But no, we don't have time for that.
Well, okay.
Sometimes you don't have that kind of time. But I want to get to this. This is important. We talk about AI all the time.
Yes.
And I've lost complete faith in AI. Total faith.
You were
in
all
AI.
on board.
I know.
Before,
I just think it's something to create with. That's all. Use it as a helper to create
creative
ideas
force.
or pictures or whatever you want. Not make pictures from it. Just create ideas that AI can come up with that you can utilize.
Well, don't you think it'll be good? I mean, it's good for science and medical research.
No,
or-
I think it's really horrible for all of those things.
Why?
Unless
What?
you have specific items that it can deal with without going out into the web and then getting ideas from there. We don't need that. But there are new jobs coming from AI that this is very encouraging for those who want to get into it.
Okay.
And I thought maybe some of these things would work. Job one, New York University Stern School of Business, who studies the economic consequences of AI, envision a new set of roles that call for AI auditors. Auditors, people who dig down into the AI to understand what it's doing and why, and can then document it for technical, explanatory, or liability purposes. Or how about this? An AI ethicist. It will be these ethicist jobs to build chains of defensible logic that can be used to support decisions made by AI. Or this, AI legal guarantor. In other words, someone who provides the culpability that the AI cannot. You can't just blame AI. Oh, well, the AI did that. You have to have somebody, obviously, who takes the responsibility of that.
Okay.
How about
well,
an
that makes sense. Yeah.
escalation officer?
An escalation officer.
In an essay titled, What Will Remain for People to Do? There are roles that humans simply prefer other humans to perform. People will want to speak with a human or for empathy or, just for understanding their problems. So you can't go to AI for that. You know how you sit on the phone forever with an AI bot telling you this, that, and the other. And
right.
And then, of course, the AI interrogators, experts who figure out how to best use AI in a company, then implement. Or AI plumber will dig through the network to find what went wrong, why it went wrong, and how to repair what went wrong.
Wow.
So there you go.
So these are some opportunities for new jobs.
Yes, AI assessors, AI trainers, AI personality directors, and AI drug compliance optimizers.
Wow. Okay. Those sound really important and very low paying. Okay. Don't you think?
I
don't
think
know.
so. I think so, yeah.
Okay. 29 past the hour. We'll be back with more of John and Gordy in just a few minutes.
about us much anymore. Frankly, the topic has become a bore.
WMDX, John and Gordy in the morning, a special These Guys Gotta Calm Down edition, a quote from Trump this morning.
Yeah.
Or last night, whatever.
No, it was this morning.
It was this morning, okay.
7:35.
Font of information.
We have rain this morning to start the day. We'll see more showers, maybe thunderstorms later. Highs in the upper 70s. You can wake up and sleep better on a Verlo mattress. A lot has changed since they opened their doors way back in 1958, but some things have remained constant through their history. They're still direct to consumer and provide superior products at unbeatable prices. Verlo mattress, 2 Madison locations, east side and west side. Go to verlo.com. There's something going on today, John. Some free food, looks like.
Oh yeah,
you know about this?
I read about it. Yeah, if you order something, you get some free samples.
Yes,
along
this
with
is
it.
Wings Over Madison is reopening today, apparently.
Yeah, they're right around the University Hospital area.
Yep, 2739 University Avenue.
Yep.
They're bringing back some great food, and you can get some free 6 bonus pack or 3 tender pack with any purchase.
The cool thing is they've kind of reformulated, how they make the wings and make them crisper, and also their chicken tenders also should be crisper.
And they also have wraps too. They have wraps.
Oh, they do.
Yeah,
yes,
they have nice wraps as well.
So they kind of reformulated the whole thing, and they want a second chance, and it seems like they're really, really trying hard to come back.
Yep. So some free wings, you can check them out. They're, again, right on University Avenue near the hospital. Okay, Wings Over Madison.
All right. Want to get to a few texts here?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. We got Doug. We were talking about AI a little earlier. Trump, according to Doug in St. Francis, Trump is AI. A common problem with AI is that it makes things up. Sound familiar? Okay, thank you for that, Doug. Here's a comment that says, the arrogance of Trump to think that he could be the first president to solve the eternal problems in the Middle East.
And that's his major problem.
That is a big problem right now. Gary from Madison says, if cutting waste, half the state legislators would be gone, mostly Republicans.
They are truly a waste of time out there.
And again, Doug chiming in, not a good idea to eat any billionaires. They are all spoiled. So don't eat any billionaires. Okay.
Well, yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
It would save a lot of energy, a lot of pollution.
Doug, right. I gotta say, Doug, you're very creative. You're very creative with the comments. Keep commenting.
Yeah. All right.
Well, we were talking about creating Doge.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Here in Wisconsin.
Yes.
That was really ridiculous.
Why would
I thought they were doing this all the time. I don't know. Since 2011, at least. Come on, you guys. Stop making excuses. All right, now we were talking about how ICE has been scooping people off the street.
Yes.
We don't know who they are. They're dressed in street clothes a lot of times with maybe just a silly vest. They could order online if they wanted to.
They're wearing masks.
Masks
they roll
on top of it.
Unidentified vehicles. I mean, the whole bit.
No warrants.
Secret police.
They don't have to show you any papers
Apparently
at all.
not.
Then they just force you into a vehicle and take you off. And the problem is the innocent bystanders who are watching this happen, or good friends of the person being taken away, what is their recourse? They can ask that stop doing it, but then they get pushed back, and then it becomes a tussle a little bit, and then they can be arrested as well and taken and charged with obstructing. So anyway, we've been hearing about this, and I gotta give you a little tip on a great thing to follow if you can, if you're on X yet. It's Paul at Skyline Report. Paul at Skyline Report. This guy, not only does he do opinion pieces, but he also gives you references of all the information that he called his column from. So anyway, Trump, the dictator, wants Americans to respect law enforcement with no reciprocation, showing the same respect to citizens, giving them the paychecks. Videos of ICE agents physically assaulting and detaining American citizens, fueling national backlash and demands for federal accountability. Citizens, many Latino, tackled, handcuffed, pinned to the ground, interrogated by ICE, despite being told they were citizens.
Yeah.
Civil rights advocates call the trend a radicalized abuse of power hiding behind a badge. Now, Homeland Security is whining, obviously, about assaults on ICE officers, but nothing has been done about the agents unlawfully detaining or assaulting American citizens.
Mm-hmm.
And what ICE is doing is deflecting from its own agents' misconduct. And we've seen so much of that. The people being thrown to the ground,
Right.
Being bad over the head with sticks, the whole thing. And there's no culpability at all for them. This is domestic radicalized terror in federal uniform. And that's what Paul had written up with a whole bunch of points you can reference as well. Now, here is a report on ABC 7 in L.A. Remember, we talked to an announcer out there in L.A. and gave us a scoop on what was going on out in the streets. This is their coverage of ICE capturing citizens. Let's listen to cut 175.
An update to this story we told you about last night. That's a U.S. citizen being arrested during an ICE raid at the Hollywood Home Depot. Tonight, he was let go, and now he's sharing his experience with us. Eyewitness News reporter Leanne Suter has his story.
Hey, no les abra! Yo, are you serious, bro?
Pope Garcia was capturing an ICE raid on camera when he suddenly became the target as well. The 37-year-old U.S. citizen tackled and taken into custody.
You want to go to jail? Fine. You got it.
The pressure of like the knee on like my back and like his hand on my neck, like I felt like, is this it for me?
Other witnesses capturing the violent takedown, which quickly went viral. It happened Thursday.
No les diga su nombre. No les diga su nombre.
As Garcia was filming ICE agents detaining people outside Home Depot in Hollywood. Numerous witnesses, including Garcia, yelling at the officers as they targeted a man in this truck, smashing his window.
A split second after that is when he lunged at me, and I'm still recording. So he pushes me, puts both hands on me, and I push his hand off. And then he didn't like that, so he grabbed my left hand.
Garcia, who is a PhD student at Claremont Graduate University, says the officers seemed surprised when he told them he was a U.S. citizen. He says he was first taken to a holding area at Dodger Stadium, where he heard the agents boasting about how many people they had grabbed.
Like, how many bodies did you guys get today? And one of them said 31, and they started like, yay, like, it was a good day today, and they were like high-fiving each other.
He says the officers also debated about what they could charge him with.
At first, it was assault of a federal agent, but only later the narrative started switching because the video was out.
After 24 hours, Garcia was released. He says if his violent arrest by numerous officers gave others a window of opportunity, then it was all worth it.
However long period that was, if an undocumented person ran away and got to get to his family and got to get to his like pregnant wife, then I'm okay with that.
Garcia says he doesn't know if he will be charged with a crime. He says he was simply told that someone will be in touch. What he does know, though, he says, is that he will be taking legal action for the violation of his civil rights.
And that's going on all across the country.
Yeah.
And mostly in blue cities.
Yes, that's what they're targeting. Blue cities, the sanctuary cities. Yeah, they're sweeping through those cities.
They've got to take over these socialist areas.
Well, they've got quotas, 3,000 people a day or some ridiculous number.
I saw this very odd ad. I hope it works on radio.
Okay.
Cut 171. It's a couple, saying goodnight to each other, I believe.
Okay.
Let's listen to this.
All right.
I had a really good time today.
Yeah, me too. I really look.
What are you doing? She's coming with us. What are you talking about? Who are you? I'm your Republican congressman. Now that we're in charge, we're rounding up illegals. She was born here. She's a citizen. I don't care. She looks like one of them. But don't worry. When she's in prison in El Salvador, she'll have lots of company.
There you go.
Wow. Okay,
that was very
chilling.
creepy.
Yeah,
it's very creepy, very chilling. It's part of a series of creepy, chilly ads. But here's Jon Stewart talking about on the Daily Show, and what he's comparing is the extreme that the megas are going through to capture immigrant killers. Now, there are only a few of those.
Okay.
But they're really not doing much about the mass shooters that go into our schools. So this is Jon Stewart. Cut 170.
There we go.
All right, here we go.
Why is the right so willing to tear our cities apart in this moment?
Dangerous criminals continue to flood our nation and kill our citizens.
This has to stop. I mean, I think about it for my grandkids. I mean, how safe are they in this society?
One woman or one child violated by an illegal alien is one too many.
The alarm bells were going off a long time ago. A lot of Democrats will defend this and say, well, you know, it's such a small percentage. They have blood on their hands, pure and simple. One is too many.
One is too many. One death. By the way, true. It is too many. Violence should never be accepted. It should never be tolerated. But that's for their issue. In the wake of Sandy Hook and Uvalde and Parkland and El Paso and Lewiston and Aurora and Buffalo and Boulder and Binghamton and Highland Park and Monterey Park and San Bernardino and San Jose and San Francisco and the Pulse nightclub and the Colorado Springs nightclub and the Little Rock nightclub and the Borderline Bar in Thousand Oaks and the Ned Peppers Bar in Dayton and the Waffle House in Nashville and Virginia Tech and UVA and MSU and UCSB and FSU and NIU and SMC and the Sutherland Springs Church and the Mother Emanuel Church in Charleston and the Living Church of God and the Tree of Life Synagogue and the Allen Mall and the Westroads Mall and Fort Hood and Lockheed Martin. And what are we f***ing doing? What are we doing? By the way, that is a wildly incomplete list. We kept it to the last 25 years, and it's still not everything. And what's their response to all that?
They're doing the same thing that they always do after there's a mass shooting, and they politicize it.
The issue is not with the Second Amendment. Guns aren't the problem.
Does a gun commit crime?
Democrats want to take away your guns. They don't want to solve problems.
Turns out, when it comes to mass shootings, one's not too many. Actually, a load isn't too many. And by the way, you can say Second Amendment all you want, but you definitely don't seem to mind throwing out the Constitution when it comes to deportation. And I am legitimately asking this question. This is truly legitimate. Like, I know I can be like, but like, I am genuinely baffled. Why is it when a foreigner or someone that shouldn't be here kills one of us, we're going to put $150 billion into border security. We're going to militarize our cities. We're going to spend trillions of dollars to bomb and destabilize foreign countries overseas. We're going to ban people from random countries from ever visiting here. We're going to take our shoes off at the airport forever. But when we do it to ourselves, nothing. Is it that the only acceptable deaths are those that are made in America?
That's right. That's it. Great commentary. Excellent commentary. We'll get to CJ right after our break here. We've got one coming up and more.
We'll be back with much more.
Some leftovers.
John and Gordy. Stay with us.
Stephanie Miller here. Listen up, my pals John and Gordy are up for Best Radio Team in Madison Magazine's Best of Madison poll. I know, I was surprised too. Just kidding, please vote for them because they lead into my show, and when they do well, it helps me out too. Me. Love you, John and Gordy.
I know you do. I know you do.
Yeah, that's Stephanie
Very
Miller.
sincere.
She's coming up in just a few minutes. This portion of John and Gordy in the Morning brought to you by Madison Hearing Aid Center. They emphasize passion over profit. They're family-owned and community-focused, helping people change their lives. Their goal isn't just selling hearing aids. It's improving the quality of life through better hearing. Go to their website. Get a free hearing test there, MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. That'll get you set up with an appointment, too. They're at 4706 Cottage Grove Road in Madison. Madison Hearing Aid Center.
All right, we've got our Mega on the line right here, and that's CJ has been waiting a little while here. He's got the rest of the story for us on John and Gordy in the Morning.
Good morning,
yes,
CJ.
I am. Morning, gentlemen. Thanks for taking my call,
Sure.
John and Gordy. I am your Paul Harvey for the rest of the story.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Well, as I listened to John Stewart read off those cities' names, I was adding up in my head the amount of money that we've spent. Federally, Joe Biden spent $150 billion. New York City so far has spent over $5 billion on illegals. And you could add up that and just think the good that money could have done towards teachers, schools, and all that. And I wish his party and your party cared so much as Joe Biden took in 6,000 illegals a day. And not to mention, what is it now? I think they figure over 1,000 Iranian nationalists.
I think you're talking about
we have
undocumented
sleeper
immigrants,
cells now in
right?
our country.
You're talking about undocumented immigrants, not illegals. People aren't illegal, are they?
They broke the law when they crossed the border and went through the window and not the door. So yes, I am. Illegal, undocumented immigrant.
Undocumented, yes. But I think what you're doing is you're trying to hide over the problem here, and the problem is school shootings. And because the school shootings exist, and because we have too many of them, shouldn't we do something about guns that cause those school shootings to take place, to occur? Their easy access to, weaponry that shouldn't be out on the streets in the U.S. at all. I mean, they are military weapons, at least, velocity-wise, right? So what we're looking at here is trying to cover up a problem, school shootings, by spending more money and trying to put armed people into schools. I think that's what you're referring to. Why would we do that? Why not just, try to tackle the problem at the root instead of trying to battle it out in the streets or in your schools, maybe having gun battles in schools? Wouldn't it be better just to take care of the problem? Right?
The city of Madison fought resource officers in the school, and they created great relationships with kids. The officers didn't want to leave the school, but your liberal party, after the demise of George Floyd, felt that it was bad to have police officers anywhere in the country. Then January 6th happened, and all of a sudden you care about police.
The thing is, and I'm going to agree with you on that, CJ. I think those police officers in schools were very helpful. In fact, my sons liked talking to the officers in their schools when they went to school. So I disagree with taking them out of the schools. I thought it was a great way for police officers.
Why don't you fight for that then, guys?
Well, again, we're not monolithic here. We disagree with some of the things.
Maryland father that was sent back to Venezuela or wherever.
Yeah.
Fight for that, guys. Fight for the police officers in schools and good relationships with kids.
Well, we would.
And dealing with that instead of dividing our country.
But let me ask you one thing, CJ. And
illegal, undocumented.
Let me ask you this, because I'm really curious about this. What do you think about having these military individuals out in our streets taking people away, or large crowds of military people in our streets, in our neighborhoods, around schools, at fairs. What do you think about? Does that look like America to you? Is this what we've come to at this point? Do you feel like a little threatened?
We're there because the Border Patrol had to change diapers.
That's not an excuse. No, that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. Aren't you worried that we're becoming very militaristic in this country and that we're going to have soldiers with weapons walking down our streets?
No, I'm not.
You're not
concerned
afraid
about
of that.
They're protecting federal property. That's what they're doing there.
No, I'm talking about in the streets.
That's why the military is out. I'm not worried about ICE. I want ICE there.
A swap fest? How dangerous is a swap fest?
Maybe if your Democrat mayors actually helped, but they want this disarray and chaos in cities.
No,
that's what Johnson wants.
We see their value. We see their value, and we want them to succeed, just like every other immigrant in this country succeeded and has created a family and generations of families in this country. So that's how I look at it.
All right. CJ?
Well, I appreciate you guys taking my call. I want the same thing, but I want it done legally, not the way that Biden.
They're taking legal. They're
did.
taking legal immigrants and sending them back to. I'm sorry, CJ.
CJ, we
ran
are
out of time. But thanks.
Yeah,
I think we accomplished something.
All right. And that is going to wrap things up for this Tuesday. Stephanie Miller is coming up next. Tomorrow on the show, we will welcome back Amy Horak with the Horticultural Report. Find out what to do with all of our lawns now that they've been flooded with water in our gardens and everything.
Everything's going to look lush after this one.
Oh, my goodness. All right. We hope you have a great day. Talk to you in 22 hours.
It's the John and Gordy Show.